Hey, this is Keith doing a lot of demo here. I got my trailer just filled with all kinds of stuff here from a home over there. We're helping to restore, doing the demo work on it right now. I'm set in the southwest corner of Utah, and of course, we're still dealing with a fire. Fire's up there, just still roaring, and light winds. But it came through here 2 weeks ago and took out quite a few homes. So I wanted to give you just something I want to offer for free. It's on my website at howtobuildyourownhome.com. It's a red button, all right? And behind that red button is a PDF, and it gives you all of the protocols that I would recommend to help make your home more fire resistant, okay? And it starts with the roof and the eaves. Those are two of your most hideous spots for fire embers to get in or land on. If that roof is not fire resistant or fire rated at all, you're going to have some problems. And if the eave is vented, you could get hot embers just working their way into a home. That's what happened with a lot of these homes. There's even homes over that way that burnt down. All these homes burnt down. And as I was talking with fire people who were here, they saw smoke coming out one side, but there was a wood pile on the other side of the house, and the wood pile got embers up into the attic. And it's just, when you have a dry spell like we have and your frame structures are super dry, any kind of ember that gets up in there with a lot of wind, the house is going to burn down from the top down. So this protocol on fire resistant building technologies, it really focuses on the eaves, and it focuses on the roofs, and then on your siding material. And it's for free, and it's at howtobuildyourownhome.com. Red button near the middle of the page. And there's proof in the pudding. This home here is a home I built with all of those protocols, and I've even added some improved protocols on that. I will be talking about windows. I'll be talking about a lot of other things we can do better in the construction of our homes so that they can withstand some fire. And the fire that came through here was ferocious. I mean, it had 45-mile-an-hour winds, as low as 30 miles an hour, as high as 45 miles an hour, and the winds kept just coming back and forth. In fact, the fire came through this way, and then it came back again. And so this house was able to withstand that because we did a lot of things to it. Plus, I did one thing before I left the house, before they evacuated it. I put a sprinkler on the back porch, and I think that one thing, that was an additional thing that I added to it. On future builds I do, especially in the mountainous areas, I'm going to try to sneak in some really interesting sprinkler systems. So they have to be turned on manually. I haven't found any new technology that will turn them on at the onset of a fire, but things I'm working on. But the protocol that I've given is for free. Just go to howtobuildyourownhome.com, download it. It's a free PDF. If you're about ready to build in a high-risk fire area, or you're about to do a major remodel on a home, I've talked with several people in the community. They want to get rid of their vinyl siding. It liquefies. You can see the home over there, and some other pictures I'll show you. When you put that vinyl siding on a home, it just liquefies in sight. And we don't need to do that, especially when we don't have enough defensible space. And some homes are built, and maybe 10 feet away there's another home, and they haven't got any defensible space, and they've got trees right there. That happened on the west side of my house. I have trees lined along that whole side of that house, and they all just toasted. They all just burnt, but the house was able to withstand that high heat. So anyway, it's for free. Go to howtobuildyourownhome.com, download it, add it to everything you're doing on your homes, and I'm sure it will help you out. And we will update that as I start to do some other builds and add to it. And it's going to be pretty robust with some other videos inside the course. And if you haven't taken the course, take the First Steps course, take the Self-Managed course. They're some of the best on the market. In fact, I think it is the best on the market. So very affordable, and it gives you all the stuff you need to be an owner builder without a general contractor. You guys take care.